Blood. You've most likely seen it in all the Hollywood films. It's inside of me. It's inside of you. It's even inside of, and now coming out of a teenage Johnny Depp. But what exactly is blood? Blood itself consists of two parts. First, the formed elements. Second, the plasma. The plasma is the liquid portion of the blood. It also makes up about 55% of the total composition of blood. Mainly, plasma is about 90 to 93% water, and it also consists of salts, gases, and nutrients such as lipids and amino acids. The formed elements make up the other 45% of the total composition. It consists of red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. As for how much blood you have in your body, the typical adult has about 10 pints of blood, which makes up for about 7% of their total body weight. In its role of supporting the human body, blood has many functions. These functions include the transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide around the body, the defense against invading pathogens, forming clots to prevent excess bleeding, and the regulation of the body's temperature. The cells and cell fragments that make up the formed elements each have their own role in carrying out blood's functions. The erythrocytes, more commonly known as red blood cells or RBCs, are associated with transportation. Formed in the red bone marrow, there are millions of these cells in your blood at any time. Each cell contains a respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. This allows the cells to transport oxygen from the lungs to body tissues. If blood cells have a decreased ability to carry oxygen, more red blood cells are produced. This is done to maintain homeostasis. Finally, only having a lifespan of about 120 days, red blood cells are destroyed in the liver and spleen. The leukocytes, or white blood cells, are responsible for the protection of your body, and they are either classified as granular or agranular. As with red blood cells, white blood cells are formed from the red bone marrow stem cells. However, in significantly less numbers compared to red blood cells. There are 5,000 to 11,000 white blood cells in your body at any given time. The function of white blood cells is to defend the body against invading pathogens, such as bacteria or viruses that cause disease. Unlike red blood cells, white blood cells can live up to a few years unless destroyed while fighting pathogens. The third part of the formed elements are the thrombocytes, also known as platelets. These are responsible for forming clots that stop bleeding. While platelets appear to be cells, they are actually cell fragments formed from larger cells called megakaryocytes. Your blood contains 150 to 300,000 platelets. Since platelets only have a life of 10 days, 200 billion new platelets are produced a day. As stated, platelets form clots through the process of hemostasis, which involves complex stages including vascular spasm, platelet plug formation, and coagulation, which eventually leads to a clot. There are also disorders to the process of hemostasis, which include little to extremes of blood clotting. The latter can lead to a heart attack or stroke. Blood is also divided into different types. The type is dependent on which of the antibodies are present on the surface of red blood cells. Persons with the type A antigen present are classified as having type A blood. Another person who has the type B antigen instead is classified as having a blood type of B. Those with both or neither antigens present are classified as type AB or O, respectively. The specific type is important in regards to the process of blood transfusion or the transfer of blood between two individuals. If the blood is matched incorrectly, red blood cells clump together. Due to advances in the fields of medical technology, the matching of blood type is not a major concern. Blood is also typed depending on the presence of a protein on the surface of red blood cells. If present, the individual is classified as Rh positive. If not, the individual is Rh negative. The typing is mainly a concern during pregnancy, specifically the delivery of a newborn child. Finally, as it does to every other system or organ of your body, the aging process can cause certain disorders. These include anemias, clotting disorders, and even leukemias. However, with the proper upkeep of yourself, the risk of these is greatly lessened. You really should take care of your body. All 10 pints, or 7% of your body weight of your blood and its functions that it carries out are important. They include transporting oxygen and carbon dioxide, defense against pathogens and blood loss, and also regulating the temperature of the human body. Without blood, as with many other vital components, the human body would be like Robert Shaw in Jaws. Kicking the bucket, buying the farm, pushing up daisies, or merely simply dead.